Hey everybody, this is your Tortured Poets Department stretch routine. So today we're going to take a little bit more of a corrective focus. So we're going to be working through a full range of motion of a joint and then implementing an exercise to kind of expand the range of motion. We're going to start in a tabletop position, and you will need a yoga block toward the end of the workout. So coming into a tabletop position, hands under the shoulders, toes are tucked, hips slightly tucked under. We're going to start with the right arm, reaching the right arm up by the ear. We're gonna spiral around, palm faces the floor, and then we're gonna flip the palm to the ceiling as we bring that arm to the side. Good, we'll reverse back the way we came, all the way around, and tap it down in front. So the goal here, as we go through 2 more cycles, is to work through this full circle, or I guess we're making like a half circle here, but we wanna make sure that we're working through that full range of motion. We've got 1 more. One other thing to think about, we want to make sure that nothing else is moving. So we don't want to facilitate more range of motion by twisting from the spine, letting go of the shoulder, moving the hips. Good, and let's switch to the other side. So left arm out, we reach bicep by the ear. Slowly all the way around. We end back at the hip, and then back the way we came. We're going to take 2 more before we meet down on the mat. Once you're done your last rotation, we're gonna make our way all the way down onto the mat. So for this one, we want face all the way down. I'm gonna show you once without, so I don't muffle my mic, but essentially, arms are gonna come up above the head. We're gonna slowly raise them up. We circle all the way around. As we come to the back, we're trying to reach as high to the ceiling as possible. Then we're gonna stack the hands on the low back, lift up again, we sweep it around back down to the floor. We're gonna go for 5 reps here, and again, the whole point is to work slowly, make that full circle, and try and get your arms as high to the ceiling as possible. So, face down on that mat, let's go for it. We want to reach up to the ceiling. Stack those arms at the back, relax, big inhale. Exhale, lift. And we keep reaching to the ceiling as we circle around and bring it down. We're going to go for 4 more in our own time. If you're with me, you've got 1 more.
In a cloud of sparkling dust, just to do experiments on. Tell me I was the chosen one. Showed me that this world is bigger than us. Then sent me back where I came from.
And we'll come back up, meet in a seated position. So that one is definitely a little bit harder than it looks, which is totally normal. We're gonna find a nice seated position. If you have a yoga block and you'd like to sit on top of it, you're more than welcome to take that option. We're gonna go for some wrist cars. So let's start with the left arm. First thing we're gonna do is just practice pulling the wrist down and then pulling the wrist up. So notice as I'm going through this, I'm not getting my fingers involved and I'm not getting my elbow involved. So we wanna lock that elbow in at the side and just take a few cycles down and up, working for as much range of motion as you have. So most people, if they do have a range of motion that isn't as strong, it's gonna be that down position or your extension. That's gonna be really important to train, simply because a lot of our strength exercises happen there. Push-ups, planks, we wanna make sure that we continue to gain access to that. Let's start to make a circle. So we're gonna pull down. Imagine there's a pencil on your wrist. We're gonna tilt in without twisting and losing the pencil. Pull up and out to the side. So this should feel frustrating. And don't worry about perfect reps. Do the best that you can, but try to keep it honest. Let's switch directions. Good, 2 more here. It helps to look down at your wrist. Last one. Whew, and shake that hand out. Let's go to the other side. So we'll start with a few cycles of just pulling down, extension and flexion, and up. Good, and let's make a few circles. So we're gonna come down, tilt it in, roll it up, and out. And in and out, like that side to side, you're not gonna have a ton of range of motion. Do the best that you can. We're just trying to make sure that we can isolate this joint. Switch directions. And the wrist is a weird joint because it's just kind of a bunch of bones meeting in one place. So go easy on yourself. Finish out one more cycle. Beautiful, and shake it out. I'm gonna remove my block so I can reach the floor. We're gonna go for a Pales Rails contraction. So first thing we're gonna do, and then we'll talk about what that means, we're gonna find a seated position, take your fingers, face them behind you, and we're gonna find a nice stretch through the forearms, okay? We're gonna hold this position for a minute. So what we're trying to do is find a nice passive stretch through the forearms, working for that wrist extension. Again, this is a position in, God, whether you do strength training, Pilates, yoga, you are absolutely going to need access to putting your full body weight on your hands. So if you're missing that, this is gonna be a drill that's gonna help extend that range of motion. We're just about halfway through. In 30 seconds, we are going to do 2 different contractions. So we're gonna try and get out of the movement and then into the movement further. Essentially what we're doing is working our end ranges, trying to not only expand it, but also strengthen that position. So we'll take 20 more seconds here, just passively stretching through the forearms, and breathe. All right, it is time. Let's take a big inhale. On your exhale, I want you to brace your core, squeeze your legs, and you're gonna try and push your fingers through the floor. So what we're trying to do is this, but obviously the floor is there, so it's not gonna happen. Try not to move anything else. We're gonna take 15 seconds here. So keep pressing down, press, press, press. Good, you're gonna feel those little muscles all around your wrist starting to fire. We're gonna relax, but stay in this position in 3, in 2, and 1. Slowly relax, big inhale. Brace your core, squeeze your legs, try and lift your fingers off the mat. They might not lift, and that's okay. But what I don't want you to do is move anything else. Just try to lift your fingers up. Good, good, good. We got 10 seconds here. Keep on breathing. Pull, pull, pull. It's 3, it's 2, and 1. Slowly let it go. Give those wrists a little shake. We're gonna grab our block. You could also use a pillow if that's what you have access to. And let's meet laying down on the right side. So we're gonna end our work today with some hip work, starting with some side lying hip cars. So the block or the pillow is just for your head, so we can maintain that neutral, relaxed spine. Let's bring the legs into a 90-degree position, and then we're gonna clasp the hands together. We wanna make sure that this shoulder is stacked over the bottom, not rolling front or back. Same thing with your hips. So take a big inhale. On your exhale, I want you to pull your top hip down, just a hair. You might even feel your oblique and a little lift on your bottom side. From here, lots of tension through the core. We're gonna lift that top leg, pull the knee into the chest. We start to circle up, opening the hip without rocking backwards. Once you reach your end range, meaning you'd have to roll onto your back, we're gonna turn the knee down, start to swoop behind us, and then pull it into the chest again. Good, we're gonna do 2 more. So up, we open. Good, once you get to your end range, turn the knee down. We're gonna swoop back and pull it back in. One more time. Very nice. We're gonna come back to the top and switch directions. So we go behind us, back. Good, we're gonna open up and pull it back in close. 2 more here. Keep that tension through the rest of the body. Last one. And finish it out. Nice work. Let's flip right to the other side, and then we'll do our corrective drill. So we lay down on that block or pillow. Arms are stacked, shoulders stacked. Bring the knees up into tabletop. Tabletop, 90 degrees, there we go. And then we're gonna lift up that top leg. Good, flex through the feet, big inhale. Pull that knee into the chest. Open up to the top. Good, once you get to your end range, turn the knee down. We'll flip through the back, little swoop, and pull it in. 2 more here.
It was unnecessary, should have let it stay buried. Oh, what a valiant roar, what a bland goodbye. The coward claimed he was a lion.
Once you finish out your 3rd rotation, we're gonna go the other direction. So we sweep it back. Good, open that knee, pull it up and in. 2 more. Last one here. And we'll let that go. Remove your block or pillow. We're gonna flip onto the back. Bring it in between your knees, and now we're gonna hit that tabletop. So low back is down, knees in line with hips, flex through the feet, arms on the floor for support. We're gonna pinch in on the block, and your feet are gonna go out to the side. So we're gonna work on our internal hip rotation. Let's take a big inhale. On your exhale, squeeze in on that block and hold. Good, inhale. Exhale, pinch more, hold. 3 more, inhale. Exhale, squeeze in, hold. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, squeeze in, hold. Last one, inhale. Exhale, squeeze in, hold. And let it go. Bring the soles of your feet together. Remove your pillow or block. Open those knees to the side. We're gonna take just a few cycles of breath here, relaxing through the hips.
In the age of him, she wished she was 30 and made coffee every morning in a French press. Afterwards, she only ate kids' cereal and couldn't sleep unless it was in her mother's bed.
At the bottom of your next exhale, bring your hands outside your thighs, pull the knees in, rock it up to seated. And that is it for today. Fantastic work. Any questions, as always, you can leave it down below, and I will see you all in the next one.
She was so wise beyond her years. Everything had been above board.